too loud? Is this okay, guys? Welcome at the Innovation Café. My name is Margot. I'm the host of the Innovation Café. Innovation Café is a weekly networking event where we try to connect tech, design and knowledge here in Eindhoven in the region. And we do that also by providing in-depth notes. This day is provided by Mayra. Mayra is our partner from Art and Tech Society. They are doing something every month, which you will explain, I think, a little bit in a second. So, yeah. So we work together with a lot of partners as well to help us out and to create a program. In case any one of you also would like to contribute in that way, please let me know. We're always looking for new speakers and people that are doing something interesting in the region. And also what I want to let you know is after the event, we're going to have some drinks. But there's also the possibility to join for dinner. So there's an Innovation Café special. So we have a meat, fish or vegetarian dish that you can have if you want to join afterwards. I'm going to do a round during the drinks and you can let me know. But for now, I want to give the word to Mayra. So Mayra, please take it away. I'm just going to clean the microphone in the meantime. Yeah, afterwards the word's all yours.
Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Mayra Ortega Maldonado, and I'm the managing director of Art and Tech Society. Art and Tech Society is a new foundation in Eindhoven that uses art and technology as enablers of social innovation. And as Margot has said, we organize an event every month here. The first Thursday of every month, you are very welcome, and we have different topics to cover. And in fact, this presentation is a launching of our new program that will happen probably here, at least in the coming 3 months. So the presentations that I will talk about is that we need a paradigm shift to create a brighter future. So first of all, welcome all of you. I have one question. Let's start with one question. Do you know what is a paradigm of a mental model? Can you raise your hand if you know? Well, there are only few hands. Okay, a paradigm of a mental model. They are sort of stereotypes, can be stereotypes that we learn from society, and normally we never ask about it. We rise with them, we live with them, and maybe we die with them without being judged by us. And I will put an example so all of us can have the same image in our head. 200 years ago, children didn't have rights. So children were being considered as a low level beings on society. And this can happen also 70 years ago. In Germany, at least, woman has to ask a written authorization from the husband to work, to find a job or to look for a job. This kind of paradigm has been changed because society can start questioning about it. Is it correct? Do we have to accept that? Is for instance, women, do I have the same, or can I have the same rights of men? So if we start in that mode, some paradigms can be switched or changed. So I will go for the next slide. The paradigms we have nowadays lead us to a very, very bright present. So we have technologies very well developed, high-tech technologies. Healthcare has never been so advanced before. We see that our lifetime as a society has incredibly increased in the last years. We see also that there's more opportunities for education and healthcare systems for all population in general, and we are connected. So what happened here, and immediately you will notice everywhere, or you can connect to the whole world. So it's very nice and very positive. So not everything has been like that. So we have a lot of problems with climate change. Climate change is threatening the whole planet, and you will see more fires. California now has big problems, Australia and also in the north of our planet. You see getting dried everywhere. The Netherlands is now suffering and has to create a new plan how to tackle that problem. And you see a lot of flooding or events that we faced before. But also socially, we have a lot of problems. We have people, a lot of growing, a lot of obesitas, but also we see a lot of loneliness, depression, burnouts, and on society. So the paradigms we have been using is not all positive. So we need to start reflecting. A change is needed. So now the things which lead us to a very bright future has exactly what are obstacles to make something better. And we have to start on reflection. And this is something not only smart person that said we cannot solve the problems with the same mentality we create them. And art and tech society, things like that. We need to think, to act, and to feel different in order to create a different future. And for that, we have to reflect our paradigms. I will only mention 3 because this is the one we will tackle in the coming year. Oh, it is not really nice. Okay. Our narrow and rational-minded society. And we see the first one is about the narrow-minded. We are very much, we think and we solve problems in a punctual way. And I put a nice peak of our iceberg there because we always see the problem as the peak of the iceberg and we solve it only punctual. We never see what are the real causes of the problem because if we analyze things only punctual, we don't understand the whole system. So we cannot see exactly what the problem is and how cause it. And this is, this is very conceptual and abstract. But if you have a headache, you normally take an aspirin and you say, okay, the problem is solved. But normally, if you have a headache, it's because there are many issues, maybe emotional issues, maybe you have a stress, maybe you are, or physically your body is reacting to something. So we have to go deeper in the analysis. And also we think in silos. Since we are educated, everything is we learn by. And next hour we learn music, and the teacher of music never talks about biology and the way around. And then we cover mathematics, and it's the way around. They are complete subjects, so we are learn to have blocks, and they are not interlinked between. When in fact everything is interrelated, and then we must learn how they are connected to each other. And this is what happened also when we solve problems. Normally, if we are engineers, we solve in an engineering way. If we are sociologists, we solve it in a sociology way. But I never have seen an engineer talking with anthropologists, or they start talking with ecologists a little bit, but still the gap is big. Even artists and technologists are not really talking to each other. And the third part is that we are extremely rational, and this has make us advance a lot in the scientific role. So everything has to be measured. It's a very good saying. If it's measured, it counts. Or it counts. Yeah. And has to be, for instance, I'm engineer, so I know that you have to plan the experiment has to be tested, has to be reproducible, someone must have the same results, and Okay, that's good. But what about the emotional part? What about your experience in emotions? Even some scientific people are been discovering all the powerful of meditation, or the emotional intelligence that is coming and popping. And in fact, in the future, we need more emotional intelligence than rational intelligence, because the most emotional intelligence, which is, for instance, empathy, creativity, connected to the world, will be more needed in the future. We need to be flexible, and we need to adapt to new situations. And this is not really taken consideration. Other big paradigm is our relationship with the natural environment. I think, thousands of years using and exploiting. Nature has been the supplier of our resources, and is the way where we put the waste. And we really don't care. I mean, we deforestate forest, jungles, all kind of nature, because it's for our own benefit. And it sometimes is really amazing that we go to the supermarket, get a lot of stuff, put it in the fridge, and after 5 years, it's not nice, I don't want to eat it anymore, and then we threw it away. I mean, it's very easy for us, but all nature has been exploited for that purpose. So I think we need to start reflecting about that. And also the animals that been in industrial farms, they are treated not really ethical, put it in small places, living in very difficult situations. So. As a conclusion, I think we live sort of in a bubble. We don't want to be in contact too much with nature. Our houses have been very close and hermetic close. We clean it too much, so now become more people are allergic to the pollen, to the stuff, to the dust. So we want to be isolated in a way. In a way, we are completely apart from that. And my question, is that correct? And the last one is our power-centric attitude. Nowadays, and this is a new paradigm that has been since the Second World War happening, that capitalism has bring us a new economy where money and power are the most important. And everything is about that, about get more power and more money. So the governments measure progress with the GDP, gross domestic product, companies on profits, governments as well, or departments on budget. Schools is also about budget. But nobody measures what is the well-being of people. I think governments aim for creating a more healthy society, but nobody is measured about that. Everything is about how much money do I have or get. And if sometimes the GDP is increasing a lot, but also the gap between rich and poor within a country, or the unhappiness of people inside a country. So I think there are something wrong, and something that we need to start changing. Yeah, I think that's all. And also the egocentric. I think we are very much individualist society. So we only take care about me, about my friends, about my family, and the rest is not important. So we are a little bit disconnected from the others, even from our other partners of societies as well. But okay, how to switch paradigms? How can we start creating something better? And I think, this is one of the big reasons you're here. It's about development of soft abilities, or become more conscious about reality. And that means try to be more critical, being more critical. Most of you are very much critical. A lot of you are engineers, but are very critical to solve technical problems. But we have to be critical about what happened in society in a more holistic way. And the other part is about reflection. And then I start asking why. Why is happening this? Why cannot be changed? Why do I have to accept this? And learn from other perspectives. If we used to talk with the same people and read the same books and be always in the same environment, we will never learn from others. And so we have to spend our context or our scope and even feel out of the comfort zone and approach some other people and then trying to see how they see the world. I'm Mexican, I'm engineer, I came to the Netherlands, and this is my experience, and that is my world. But how is your world? You're coming from other countries as well, or maybe you're Dutch, but you have a specific way to see the world. So let's have a discussion and then start interchanging experiences and thoughts. The next one is about become more creative, and this is only about, in fact, that is part of your brain that is about creativity, but it's also about empathy and try to self-motivate yourself to find a purpose, and then will bring you to somewhere else. And the last part is about dreaming and envisioning. And I think, I don't know if before, but our generation is not dreaming. We people, what is the everything is about artificial intelligence, it's automation, it's about okay. But our But our visions are very limited. What about artistic things in your dreams? About cultures, new artistic expressions, about new ways of living? I think we need to start thinking. And then come these kind of questions. What if we find, for instance, more purpose as a society? I don't know exactly what the purpose of this of Eindhoven is, but I think it's very much related with high tech and brainport and positioning. But they don't mention people there, and yeah, it's very tricky. I don't think this is what Eindhoven has is really a purpose. And what about if we work less and we spend more time with friends and family and enjoy a nice time together? And what about, of course, this is always, if we design something that is more fitting our natural environment, of we develop robots that start learning from nature, like we have this powerful artificial intelligence of machine learning. But if we don't put a machine to start learning from nature, observing and learning, and they can transmit us some information there? What about if children start learning by doing instead of just sitting in the class writing or just listening to someone? Maybe we can use the experience not only of the experts, but all people to teach younger generations. And what about the artistic part? If I spend less time buying stuff and I can spend more time visiting or enjoying artistic events. But also, what about if I join artistic events and I take theater lessons or photography or painting, or this can also help you develop new abilities. And what about if there would be places in Eindhoven or in the community where you live, where they all can meet the younger generations, and when also other cultures can slowly be included in the local society? I think these are my questions, but I mean, you can have your own questions to start changing this paradigm. Okay, the next questions. And what is going to be Art and Tech Society doing about it? And this is also important. We have 3 complementary programs. All of them will run in 2021. Some of them are running now, and today we'll launch one. Today is the launching of Cultural Expeditions, which is a series or events, lectures, workshops, open discussions, when people start learning from experts about these paradigms and new ways to see the world. We will have cultural expeditions will help people to open eyes and to become more aware about a new future or how can we change. The city think tank will be focused on solving local problems of society. So it will be a combination of different leaders and also running social design projects around to come to at least proposals for problems of society. And I'm putting children here because it's also we want to hear the voices of the children, how they envision the city, their city of the future. And the third one is about the Future Making Lab, which is currently a group of professionals, and some of you are here, that are willing to change and contribute to Eindhoven to make it a more livable city. So, and in fact, this is an invitation for you if you want to collaborate with us. So we want to go from awareness to proposing solutions to make it solutions happen. So the last one is about experimenting and implementing solutions already on society. And specifically because today we launched Cultural Expeditions 2020. In coming months we will be talking about technology and smart societies. And this is going to be a sort of a trial. But officially will be in 2021, and we will cover the topic, A World Full of Bubbles, and this is about the narrow and rational minded. So we are invited some people from especially from the Netherlands to about how can we work interdisciplinary, how can we learn from new from the soft part of our head or an emotional part, and how can we learn from other cultures? So especially the Western culture can learn from some other civilizations about how to deal with the current problems. And in April, May, and June, we will talk about our relationship with nature. And for this, we will start asking if nature has intrinsic values. Then we will go to ask if are we feel part of nature, or nature and technology are two opposite poles or can be combined. For that, I don't know if you know, Next Nature Network will be here giving a speech. So Kurt van Mensvoort will. I'm very happy. But also some other people, very, very famous artists and designers will be talking with us. And the last month will be about biomimicry, learning from nature, how nature has solved problems for billions of years. And the last topic is going to be about human prosperity. And this is about the power-centric society. So we want to propose something new, something which is more benefit for all people. So we want to start identifying the new definition of prosperity for Eindhoven, and to start making the change in a way. And well, that's all of my presentations. After these presentations, we will have an open discussion, and we are very welcome to join that. We have a maximum 12 people joining, maybe 14. And it's going to be one of two tables when, in a very, very open way, you can express yourself, you can hear others' perspectives, and I can tell you will learn a lot. I have been following 3 sessions as a participant. Now I'm mediator, but I really recommend that you join one of our open discussions. Has been an initiative of Elena, who is here, and she will coordinate this this session at the end. But before closing, I want to invite you. We have this event next Thursday, which is the city game Connecting Eindhoven. Has been running already 3 times. People like it. And we know that they like it. It's 2.5 hour playing. They like it because after that they stay for drinks 1.5 hour more. And that is a very good sign. So you are very welcome to join. It's just about envisioning Eindhoven in the future. This is the data. But if you want to participate, just contact me and then, from my side, that is all. So thank you very much. So then we go for the questions and answers session. I wonder if you have some question about the presentation. Yes. I think you have to be here.
If you have a question, please repeat it so we can hear it.
Oh, okay. Because Linda is our event manager, so she has to be here.
Yes, so welcome here and thank you to be here. And yes, I have a question for you all. We have the possibility to get in contact with nature, and we talked about nature here and that we don't have that much relationship with all the nature. And during the pandemic, all of us had been able to develop some skills and to go out, to be creative. And I'm wondering, how can we still get this skill in our society? So how we can keep them and use them during our job, during our daily routines? So this is one of my questions. So how can we actually be creative, be proactive, be critical thinker in our daily life?
So this is a question for them.
Yes.
Okay. So who is willing to answer that question?
I think one way, very important way, is you have your private life and you have your work life. In your private life, it's already normal that you do things you like. So you end up using skills that are essential just because you are actually very involved with what you're doing. In your work life, I guess if you don't have a job that you're really connected, you're never going to take full advantage of your own skills. So I think my advice would be to do something you love, no matter what that is. And then those skills will come out naturally. When you're in something that you're doing, yeah, amazing things can happen. Yeah.
Someone else? Come on, guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I just wanted to jump off of your point and say I've just moved here, and seeing the dynamicism that comes from DAE and the structure, the financial structure that allows you to kind of transition slowly from the kind of student lifestyle to a professional practice that is closer to your purpose, or challenging the kind of channels that are offered to you by the big companies and kind of find an in-between is also a big part of that. So I don't know, maybe it's not as clear for everyone else here, but I feel coming from the outside, it's really nice to see that there's so much kind of financial support, structures, cultural structures that exist for that experimentation, including experimenting with nature.
Okay. So some other opinion? She has one. Oh.
So the procedure. Yes. So it's actually a question to your question. Sorry. Maybe it would be great if you could give us an example. You mentioned, because what I remember during COVID is the great creativity in terms of humor coming on internet. And also people singing and so on. But do you have any specific example related to nature?
Yes, actually, yes. First of all, I want to say that during pandemic, I have done a lot of different kind of creativity courses online, whatever, creative coding, drawing, and I wanted this to apply in my job, and I'm a mechanical engineer, which is quite difficult. But it gives you the open mentality that you need to go on working and shift paradigms. So this is the reason why I asked this question. Like, if you're studying something that it's not what you are used to do every day, how can you implement that thing, that creative thing, on your daily life? So that was my question. Maybe it wasn't clear, but and about nature, well, yes. Actually, we live in a high-tech society. We have everything we need, but why it's not really clear how we can help the environment? Like, let's talk about climate change. What we can do, us. We are using technology. We are using the phone. We are using internet, and we are able to do that. We can travel. How we can collect all these things together and work on it, like to help nature. And the pandemic helped us to understand how beautiful it is to stay outside in a good environment. So this is it.
Maybe you have to bring it down.
So, in this context, of course, creativity has a very positive connotation. I also share that. But we talk about paradigm change. So I challenge you, why do you think we have to be creative? Aren't we kind of in a hyperactive society where creating more and more and more actually causes the problem? So isn't there time for contemplation where you just rest? So does everybody really have to be creative?
Create something.
Create something. I mean, it's more about being use your imaginations to put things in a connect things in a different way. So. No. Yes. So. Yeah. For me, it's been have new eyes or develop the ability to see things in a different way. And that make you a relationship between things differently. So, for instance, loneliness, that can be, many would say loneliness can be developed by doing an app or creating an app that people can click and receive messages or connect to friends or, yeah. But loneliness can be easily solved if you create a community activities when different people from different ages can just meet. And you don't need high technology, you just need a different systematic change and in small communities that make things happen and even have much more benefits than just developing an app which is solve only one problem. So yeah, this is the kind of creativity I'm talking about.
So regarding what can we do? It's like a really open question, no, on our daily routine with nature and everything. But I think, we can't, look for solutions if we don't really know what the problem is. So I think the problem would be, where are you the problem? You know, like in your personal routine, where is the problem? How can you help? And not get overwhelmed, you know, and also less is more, less is more, as he was saying, sometimes we have, especially engineers, you know, all this really creative and, you know, it's all about creating more and more chips more smaller, but for what? Like, so I don't know, like, yeah, simplify and also just like understand a little bit more from your personal perspective, like, I think. Yep. I don't know. Sorry.
About what?
I think this.
You have another question, or you were on my question? I will answer first this. Yes. So I think the problem is that we are not aware about what is going on around. So to have a smaller and then smaller and then a smaller chip would help, actually. Would help healthcare. Like, we have done together a workshop with Jessica Smarsh, and she is a designer, and she was creating some wearables to help people to heal better without feeling like having something big in their wrist. And inside that, there were a lot of microchips. So this was about social sustainability, but you don't know. You don't know because we are not aware. Now, we don't think about technology the way we are supposed to think about technology. So something that can help us to get through things, everything. So it's okay to create, I think. It's not material always, but we need to switch our point of view. So it's not the chip for our iPhone, but it will be the chip for something that we're going to use for solving the climate change. Let's say maybe it's saying something really big, but who knows?
We need to maybe speed up. I don't know what is the time. Maybe 10 minutes more because we will start.
Yeah, okay, then I'll just be quick. So one thing that you said that I also agree a lot is that if it can be, if technology can measure things, that's one of the biggest advantages. And now with more sensors and different kind of sensors, we can measure new things. So I think the one way we could use technology is to show us, to do all of these measurements and give us a much bigger overview than we can have as a person. Because, yeah, we are this size, so if we want to measure the impact of a whole nation, of a whole country, it is easier to use technology, and it will also gives us, I would say, a more cold view without any emotions involved. Because we always think, yeah, what I do doesn't really have that much impact. Maybe that other person has more impact. But this is an emotional thought. This is not facts, or this is not measured. And with technology, we can actually know this.
Yes, so thank you for all your questions, and you're welcome to join Equal Table. Yes, with Elena. Yes.
So hello, my name is Elena, and I'm organizer of Equal Table. Today it's our first public conversation will happen here, and we would like to invite you. And of course, you would ask, what is Equal Table? So Equal Table, you could say it's open discussion, it's a new type of workshop, it's interactive conversation. Why it's called Equal? Because we create Equal Table framework that help us to create equality and in a table or in discussion, to create awareness of global and relevant topics, also connect with people and give a space to people to speak, and even those people who are reluctant to speak. So our Equal Table have, as I said, special framework. Then we have a moderator and about 6 to 8 people for discussion. So, today our topic would be, is our relationship with natural environment ethical enough? So if you have something to share, your thoughts, everything, so we would love to invite you to Equal Table. It will happen, I think, it will be after 10 minutes. We will start at 10 minutes. So you can take your drink, and then we will meet in this place. But as I said, in our Equal Table, we have a limited amount of spots, so it's 6 people max. Today we have 2 moderators. So I would like to ask you, if you are interested, just think maybe during 3 seconds, like, do I want to join or not? And if you can raise your hand, so we can count how many people would like to participate, and then we'll prepare the space. 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so then we will have 2 equal tables. Wonderful. Okay, so please take your time. You will have 5 to 10 minutes. Take a break, and then please everybody come here, and then we will divide it, and we will start our discussion. Okay, guys, looking forward.
Thanks. Just for the people that aren't going to join the Equal Table, you can join at the bar to get a drink or something, but we really want to urge you to go and sit down afterwards and not stay at the bar to hang around. So please take a seat somewhere, either in the bar or you can sit outside or something. Doesn't matter. We also have some snacks coming up, which are also going to be at the Equal Table, so you're not going to miss out, don't worry. But just so you know, please sit down. Thanks.